message in the chat section, and CSS will message you directly to help you out. We've all been there and experienced that. Finally, you may have noticed all the CND product images on the bottom of your screen when we first arrived in the main room. Please feel free at any time when we rejoin that room to click on those buttons to view our latest videos, as well as to get to the link to the Buy It Now buttons for all of the products that you wish to purchase. The great thing today is that we're offering a special gift with purchase this week only. So with the purchase of $50 or more, you'll receive a free CND logoed pouch. So again, with a purchase of $50 or more, a CND logoed pouch, as long as you enter the promo code CND Demo Day at checkout. That's CND DEMODAY. And don't worry, that'll come up later, and we're going to pop that in the chat for you so that you don't forget. We want to have a little fun with you too today. So we're going to start this off with a great giveaway. And what we're going to give away today is a CND Plexi Gel video brochure. The great thing about this brochure, of course, is that it comes complete with the full lineup of CND Plexi Gel, bonder, shaper, builder, and protective top coat in full size, as well as a video screen that contains all of the how-to videos so that you have all of the instruction at home at your fingertips. So here's how this works. What I'm going to do is ask you a question. You're going to drop the answer to the question in the chat below. The first correct answer wins. All right, so let's give this a try. First question, where is the best place to find out about CND education? So again, where's the best place to find out about CND education? Okay, let's go and look at the chat. Remember, drop your answer in the chat because the first person to answer correctly wins. And we have a winner. The best place to find out about CND education is at cnd.com, of course. And don't worry, if you're the winner, our education team is going to reach out to you and get your details personally. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to invite our fantastic CND ambassadors to the stage and start out our first demo of the day. Let's get this started.
Hello, everyone. We are going to do a demonstration of our CND Plexi Gel. This is our latest innovation, which is absolutely amazing. And if you do not have this in your salon, you're definitely going to want to call your distributor and get this to your service menu so that you're able to offer some amazing crystal clear Plexi Gel services. Just a few things that you can do with Plexi Gel. You can fill it, you can fix it, you can shape it, and you can build it. Now, filling it, we always know we have that guest that comes in, that breaks that nail just in that spot, and they want to, oh, I think we need to cut that down because it's already so down to the quick. But you know what? You can now fix it. You can fill that hole right in. And repairing that chip on the edge is super easy by using one of our future forms and really building that back out. And shaping it is for that nail that's really flat or fan or just needs a little bit more boost. And then building it, it's like an architecture's dream. You can absolutely put a clear tip or a future form on, and you can create a long, beautiful nail with crystal clear shine. Or you can utilize the Vinylux or the CND shellac, and we're going to go through how to do that finish as well. Now, our bonder is our first and foremost product that we use, and that's really going to anchor that product in. Now, if we want to go and use the shaper, this is what we would use if we are, again, reshaping that nail, giving it a little boost. Wearing this under CND shellac or Vinylux is absolutely perfect. And then we have our builder. Like I said, we can really create that beautiful long nail and give it just that stunning stiletto or almond-shaped nail, or even our active length. And then we have our crystal clear protector top coat, which really gives you that superb shine where you can just wear these products by themselves without any color at all. So let's talk about how we are going to prepare our nail prior to putting our product on. We are going to start off with our tip by stick here, just so I can do my demonstration. If you are doing your client, you'll start off doing your prep, which is performing your meticulous manicure, removing the shine, which you will use a 240 grit. I'm going to use my koala buffer, the 240 side. You're going to go with the grain of the nail, making sure that you just lightly etch the nail. You do not need to be aggressive with your etching, as we want to maintain the integrity of the nail as well. Making sure that we've etched that nail completely. Now remember, we've done our meticulous manicure first, using our cuticle away if needed. If we do not need our cuticle away, we would absolutely just go in and do a dry manicure. Now, when we say dry versus wet, if you are using your cuticle away, we would consider that to be a wet manicure. If you are doing a dry manicure, that means that your guest doesn't have any buildup on their natural nail, or their cuticles are intact. So all you have to do is lightly exfoliate without having to utilize any of the cuticle away. If you do need to use that item though, make sure that you're cleaning it off very well, utilizing your spray water, cleaning it all out, and then going in with your scrub fresh to make sure that you cleanse everything thoroughly. Now, after I've etched that nail, I'm going to, after I've removed all the contaminants, I'm going to go in with my scrub brush, wipe everything down really, really well. Now, if you are using a clear tip for an active length nail with shaper, please make sure that the scrub brush does not go on the tip, as it does have acetone in it, and it will start to break that tip down. So you really just do not want to have that hit it. So again, your scrub brush is just to remove all those contaminants, purifying that nail plate layers. Just like we said, we have our prep being perform your manicure, remove the shine, eliminate surface contaminants, and purify that nail prior to application. We are going to start off with our bonder. We are going to roll our product, never shake it, because if we were to shake any of the plexigel system, you could cause bubbles, and we don't want to have that in our finish. Just show you the inside of this rim, how it has a nice little plastic insert, which really helps you with product control. A little bit goes a long way. Make sure that you coat that entire nail, sidewalls, and then your edge. Refine as needed. You're going to now go in your CND LED lamp, and you're going to cure on the number 1 button for 10 seconds. After you've done that, you are now going to go in with your shaper. Once again, roll my product. I would like to show you the inside of this brush and how amazing it is. Now we're really going to work out of the inside of our bottle. We're going to work out of the neck. So you really do just scoop right in, and you get a nice product without having to go all the way down into to grab it. Brush in a bottle system, which is absolutely amazing. It's great for all users. Any skill level can very easily create their beautiful shaper or builder nails with just using this brush in a bottle system. Now you'll see, I'm just going to glide the shaper on. It's definitely self-smoothing, self-leveling. Should I seal that edge? Refine as needed. You really do have just like that perfect control by just gliding it over. And it's such a wonderful brush too. It really does like coat that entire nail with ease. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in my CND LED lamp, and I'm going to cure on the 2B button. Now remember, the 2B button can also be used when you're using Brisa products. So it's for Brisa pod system and for plexigel brush in a bottle. I'm going to cure. And let that cure for 1 minute. Come out of the lamp. We are going to do another coat of our shaper. Then using that brush in the bottle system really makes it easy to just pull that bead out and have total control. As you can see, I'm just, again, smoothing that on. Side to side. Now, if you have a customer who is very hard on their nails and they would like to get 3-week wear with their CND shellac, this is a wonderful undercoat in order to create that system for them, making sure that they're able to go just that little bit longer. Now, if you have a guest that comes to you and she just wants to wear this clear, you can absolutely do that as well, finishing it off with your protective top coat. Going to cure on the number 2B button for 1 minute. And once it comes out of the lamp, you can do one of two things. We can go right into our CND shellac color code of choice, which I'll show you in Wildfire today, but we're going to actually show you how to complete the Vinylux as a finish. Now, if I'm using Vinylux, I need to go in and use my protector top coat and cure on the number 3 button for top coats. Now, you know, our number 3 button is for all the CND top coats across the board, whether it be your CND shellac top coat, your Brisa gloss, or your Plexi Gel top coat. Again, nice wide bottle brush, very easy to use. We are going to seal this edge. 1 for 2, up for 3, 4, and 5. Now, the reason that we are going to finish our product this way is because we are now going to move into a non-curable system. So after I cure this on the number 3 button for 1 minute, we are now going to go into our Vinylux system, finishing with our Vinylux top coat. So always remember to shake your Vinylux vigorously prior to using it. We're going to go in and do our 5-point polish system. I'm going to go in and using my Vinylux, like I said, Wildfire, one of CND's signature shades. It's absolutely beautiful on and great for all seasons. I'm going to seal that edge. That's 1. 2. Up for 3, 4, and 5, and then refine as needed. Now look at how amazing that brush is, how it really just spreads right out. Really is just an amazing, amazing polish. Okay, so we'll let that dry, and then once we've gotten back to that nail, we're going to go in and do our second coat of Vinylux. Two, 3, 4, and 5. That's our coat 2. And then we'll go in to do our final with our Vinylux top coat. Now again, if you are using CND shellac, you would have bypassed the base coat, gone right into your 2 coats of CND shellac, curing in between each coat, and then you would move on to your CND original top coat. Five-point polish method again. 1, sealing that edge. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Refine as needed. And Vinylux dries in 8 minutes. So it really gives you that opportunity to put a premium product on your guest and then they are ready to go without having to worry about any smudging. I just want to touch base on our builder as well. Our builder is, again, for building those beautiful enhancements. So let's take a look at how that works. Rolling that product again. See how you really have that brush in a bottle system where you work out of the neck of the bottle. Now we saw how the shaper was. Now you can absolutely see that builder has more consistency to it. It's thicker, it's a little heavier. So we do have our nail already prepared. I've put my bonder on it. I've cured that. I'm going to go in with my first coat. You can really see how much thicker that is. It glides right on. You can create beautiful enhancements with the builder. I recommend if you're doing a very active length nail, something short, you can for sure use the shaper. But if you want to create that really long nail that needs a little bit more strength than what the shaper would have to offer, I would absolutely go in and utilize the builder. I'm going to cure on the number 2B button for 1 minute. Okay, so now we're really going to build up that apex. You can see how you can really just move that product around. See how we can create that wonderful arch? Really feather that down using that brush in a bottle system. That brush is your tool. Move it very, very gently so that you do not create any bubbles. Now remember, this is a soak-off system. So if you are going to be removing it at any time, you would file down 85 to 90% and then wrap for removal. Really see how we can go in there and really use that bead system like we do in our Barista system and really pull to fill in. Also, you can utilize the gravity pull system, which is once you have your product placed. Rid of that. You can flip your guest's hand over, and then that pull will pull down to the apex so you can really build that nail up. We would cure this on the number 2B button for 1 minute. When your nail comes out of the lamp, you can finish file as needed with either a boomerang, or if you need to go in and maybe finish file with your CND Blizzard file, you may be just to go in with your boomerang. I hope you enjoyed our demonstration on PlexiGel today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on Demo Days. So here I have CND Shellac nail art and what you can actually create with CND Shellac. This is a Phalaenopsis orchid. Some of you guys know what orchid looks like, this is it. And today I'm gonna walk you through it and really how to create this look with CND Shellac. As we all know, CND Shellac is a 3-part system: base coat, color coat, top coat. All right, guys, so let's get started. So keep in mind, this is the look that we will be doing. Something for the upcoming season. You can make it every way you like to make it, but I will walk you through the steps. Okay, guys? All right. So here I have a completed nail with glitter sneakers as the color in CND Shellac. So when we create any type of nail art, I always want to remind you guys that really you want to complete the nail. You always complete the nail, meaning that base coat, color coat, top coat, and do not wipe off the tacky layer or sticky layer or inhibition, or whichever you choose to call it, right? And for this look that we're trying to recreate, you would need a palette. And here I have a palette of colors with the CND shellac. So I use black pool, right? And high-waisted jeans. And my last color is CND Cream Puff. And it's right here. Okay. So now let's load our brush. And the way I like to load my brush really is a 70-30 ratio. So I like to really saturate my brush 30% of the lighter color, which is Cream Puff, and then load with 70% of high-waisted jeans, which is the blue, and then really saturating my brush like so, getting all into the brush, right? And so you want to load it again and get it really into the brush, right? More colors would be nice. There we go. And continue to load your brush. And once you feel that the brush is really loaded, and how you know is the color starts to blend really well together. Okay? So the first step is I really want to create like a sad face. Right here, I always work in the corners. I don't like to work right at the center of the nail. So I'm going to work here in the corners, and I'm going to create a sad face like so. Okay, just a frown. I'm going to load my brush again in between my petals. When working with shellac, the beauty of it is that you don't have to worry about it drying. That's why I love using it. You can take your time. Right here, let's create a smile face. Like so. Okay. Now, I'm going to create one more right about here. Right there. Just 3 little drops like that. Almost like a teardrop, but here's a sad face. It goes up and over. And a smile face is just down and up. And again here. Create a sad face. Okay. Now once you have this look, you can go ahead and place it into your CND lamp and flash cure it. Kind of like custom cure it, and you just really want to lock this product into place, okay? I'm going to do that for a few seconds. Okay, once you have that done, our next step is to really create a huge smiley face and a huge sad face to create that big outer petals of our Phalaenopsis flower. So here, we're going to start and we're going to create a really big sad face all the way around towards this part of the nail. So continue to load your brush if you do not have enough product. And just press against it and let the brush do the work. The brush will dispense the product. You are just guiding it, okay? There we go. I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to load my brush again. And then I'm going to draw on the other side. And here we go. I'm going to make this guy smile all the way through right about here. Okay. This will be the big petals of our Phalaenopsis flower. And the beauty of working with shellac is it doesn't dry. And so you can just take your time, perfect it however you want to perfect it. If you need to go back in and flash cure for a few seconds, continue to layer the colors, you can. But for me, I'm satisfied with this. So what I'm going to do again, I'm going to flash cure this into our lamp just to really lock it into place. Okay. right there. Boom, a few more seconds, and here we go. So once we have those two sides done, as you can see that it's coming along, the next step really is to create a stamens, right? Which is the little place where they hold all the pollen inside of the flower. So now, continuing to load our brush, we will create the stamens using what they call a leaf stroke. And I'm gonna place it right in the center. Just gonna press and lift up like so. And then try to blend it a little bit as I'm working. Okay, here. Like that. Just like that. A little bit more, maybe. There we go. Kind of fine tune it the way you like it. A little bit more shading. Just the way I like it. There we go. Alright. So that creates the center of our Phalaenopsis orchid. Now what we need to do next is really create highlights and detailing for the orchid. So I'm gonna use a detailer. I'm gonna load my detailer brush, and I really want to highlight these areas right here. This petal, this back petal. I want to highlight this back petal just about right there, and also these guys down here, right about there. Okay. And there's also another one over here that we did earlier. So let's go ahead and highlight that one too. How about that? Perfect. Right about there. Now, let's marry these guys right here so we can have one flow going. There we go. And we want to distinguish right here the front petals. Okay. It's coming along. It's looking amazing, guys. I'm glad that you guys are able to join us for these demo days. It's so much fun engaging with everyone. Really, really detailing these areas up right here. Okay. Bringing this petal right here forward. Okay, and notice I haven't cured my product yet at all. I'm working with it wet, but I love working with shellac. It gives me so much playtime. All right, now let's add a little bit of detail, which I like to add something right about here in creating some type of focal point. Press here and right about here. Okay. And then right about the line here. Okay. And you see shellac, it doesn't even pull or it doesn't even run anywhere. It stays right where I place it. And that's why I love it as an art medium, as well as using it for my clients. Okay. Now that we have this, let's go ahead and cure this full cure under our lamp. Give that a minute. All right. And I want to show you guys one more last look at what it actually looks like. Okay, so we're going to finish it up pretty soon here as it comes out of the lamp in a few seconds. All right, I'm just going to take it out now. All right, okay, Express 5. And I like Express 5 because because remember guys, we already did it a complete nail earlier when we first started. We did color code, remember, base coat, color coat, top coat, and then we did our design. So if we put too much, layers, the nails become too thin, thick. So I want to keep it where it's nice and thin. So I use an Express 5 because I like the viscosity of it. So we're just going to apply a nice thin layer. Okay. And then we'll give this also a full cure. Place this into our lamp. And use this as a reference point while I'm talking to you guys. And there we have it. And you can see the foil now. So the trick to doing the foil without getting it everywhere is when the nail is done curing after the top coat, we are going to use a boomerang file, okay? And I'm going to show you how it is done. Okay, so here's our nail that just came out. Now let's wipe this with 99% IPA. Okay, make sure we saturate it really well. Clean, nice. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my boomerang and I'm going to remove the shine. Lightly buffing just to remove the shine. Any place where that I see that is shining, I'm going to remove it. There we go. I don't see any more shininess on the nail. So that should be perfect. And then I'm going to use a dry lint pad, right? Dry hands down pad, and really just kind of clean it up around. Remove any debris. Now here we have black pool, right? Or from earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a halo around the nail. So I'm going to do the cuticle line area right here. Okay. Using my detailer. So the reason we remove that shine is when we get ready to apply our foil, the foil won't stick to any place that we don't want it. We only want it to stick to where we're applying our black pool. Okay. There we go. And let's work on this side. Alright, I hope you guys are able to follow along. I'm on the camera, so I can't really answer any questions. But you guys feel free, you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook. And you can leave a comment or any questions or anything. I'll be your support. I'll help you along the way. Okay. Alright, once we have the halo around our nail, let's create a couple of dots in the center right here to close it up. Just nice. A few right there. I think that will look fine for me. Alright. Maybe add a little bit more right here. I think would be nice. Perfect. Now we're going to go in for a full cure. Alright, so we're going to press our button for a full cure. Alright, this is our final look. And then we will need some foil, right? So here I have some foil. And the foil, you can really just find them anywhere on the internet, I'm sure. But what I use is just this regular gold foil from Dollar Nail Art. Okay. So we're giving this a full cure. Give it a few more seconds. It's almost done, guys. Bear with me. And we'll wrap things up. Okay. All right. And here we have our nail. Okay, now the next step is to really just take our foil, tear a piece off, and really just touch. And you have your foil on the stamens. Touch all the way around and pressing it into the product. Okay, just like so. And it gives it a really nice touch to it, nice feel to it, I guess. It makes it a little bit more fun. Okay, any place that you see where the black pool is, just kind of press on it and the foil will catch it. Okay, now if I see any areas that has the foil, like right here, I just can use my little tool here. So one of my pickup tools, or you can use any type of other tool and just remove it. Okay, and then our final step is to apply a thin layer of Express 5. Sealing our extension edge here and using the 5-point polish method, really getting this nice extension edge sealed. Placing that bead in the center towards the cuticle line, rotating to the left, rotate to the right, guys, and then we can repeat and refine as necessary. Okay, and there you have it. Once you fully cure this nail, remove it with 99-cent IPA for the tacky layer, and there's our look. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you guys soon. Hello everyone. So today I'm gonna show you how to create nail art with CND Plexi Gel Builder. Okay, so let's get started. So here I have a nail that's a completed nail with Plexi Gel shaper on top. But now I'm just gonna apply a thin layer of a no wipe top coat. Okay. Sealing my extension edge and making sure I get nice even coverage. Okay, and then I'm gonna cure this under the CND lamp for 1 minute under button number 3. And I will be using today CND Plexi Gel Builder to create my nail art look, as well as I will be using some chrome pigments to create the chrome look. So this is some gold pigments and some silver pigments. So we will apply that. And how I like to apply it is really, I like to just use, believe it or not, I don't really use a tool per se, because I work with gloves on. Usually when I apply my chrome, I really just decant a little bit onto a pad like this, and I really just use my gloves and I just touch a little bit like this, and that's all you really need, and just really rub it in like this. Okay, and try to get as much as you can all around the nail. Okay, and all I needed was just a little bit, and the nail is nice and chrome. Okay, what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna apply, first I gotta clean this nail up, so I'm just giving you a dry wipe. Okay, I'm just gonna run it by the nail, clean it up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to apply CND Express 5 top coat. And CND Shellac is the perfect partner to work with CND Plexi Gel. And what this does is it gives me a nice protection for the chrome layer underneath. Okay, nice thin layer of Express 5. Then we're gonna fully cure that. Maybe not really a full cure. I think I'll do like a quarter cure, maybe 15 seconds for time purposes here. But in a salon, you can actually do a full cure. But for this live demo, I'm just gonna do 15 seconds, okay? And once that's done, I'm gonna apply a thin layer of a no white top coat, because now I'm going to apply another layer of chrome. And a lot of you guys say, oh, well, why did Tan apply a thin layer of Express 5 if he's just going to apply another thin layer of a no white? But here's the trick. You need to be able to have an attraction layer. So when you have the chrome on top of the nail already and you put a no white, what happens is it's just gonna chip off, in my opinion, from at least the product that I've used, or you have any type of pitting. So what I like to use is Express 5 here. And what it does is it works at an attraction layer, and it attracts the next product that I put on there, which is the no white top coat. And here you have it. And so now, for instructional purposes, we have to do it really fast, right? So now I'm going to use this gold pigment. And like I said, you just really need to touch just a little bit, like much, and then really rub this in right on top and really getting it in there. Okay? Getting all the corners as much as you can. Okay? Like so. Move this out of the way. And then let's clean up our workspace, right? Because we like a clean workspace. At least I do. I don't like it to be all dusty in my area. And now I'm going to use a dry wipe again and wipe off any excess or brush off any excess. Okay? Here comes the fun part. It's creating the design. So if I decant some CND Plexi Gel Builder, here's CND Plexi Gel Builder, and let's get a little bit more. There we go. And then I'm going to use a striping brush, or this is really a detail brush. And now I'm going to create my design, however I desire it to be. So let's pick up a little bit of product, CND Plexi Gel Builder, and let's work in this corner, because I don't like to work center. I always like to work corners. It just looks more appealing to me. I'm just going to lay the product on top and create any design composition that I like. For this purpose, I like to create lines. And you can use your imagination however you like to decide to place your design element. I like to work like so, and then come down on the side of the nail here. Okay. Add a little bit of product here. And notice how CND Plexi Gel Builder stays where I placed the product. That's what I love about this product, is that you don't feel like you have to chase it all around the nail. Wherever I place the product, it stays. The workability of it to create any type of enhancement, any type of nail art, it's so easy, so simple to use, straight out of the bottle. It has the brush already in it, so you don't have to buy another brush. So continue to work these lines the way you want it to look. And I will be done. And then we can see the review. Okay. Look how beautiful that is. Okay. Now we're going to do a full cure on the button 2B because it is a builder gel product. So we're going to press 2B. And while that is curing, let me share with you what the system looks like. So with Plexi Gel Builder, you guys know that it is a builder in a bottle. And you can fix any broken nails with it. You can fill in cracked nails or do artwork, or I want to build this nail out, or I want to be able to create an extreme looking nail or a crazy stiletto nail or avant-garde nail. Then I would use CND Plexi Gel Builder. And the last step of the system is really using the protect the top coat. And protect the top coat ensures you get up to 3+ wear of shine and no chipping. Okay? So as this nail comes out of our lamp, the next step I would like to use or do really to complete this nail is to use a little bit of acetone, okay, to remove. First I'm going to wipe with alcohol, and then I'm going to use a little bit of acetone together with it, and maybe some Scrubfresh. And then what I'll do is I'll saturate this nail and squeeze, and then really just kind of remove any excess all around this nail. And what it does is it will reveal the undertone of the colors that we did. This is the technique I call chrome on chrome. So the technique that I developed is called chrome on chrome. And you can see how the design reveals itself. And look how nice that is. And so you have a contrast you can actually do on your clients, whether you like to use it for the silver chrome to be on top or the gold chrome to be on top. Me personally, I prefer the silver, but for instructional purposes, I just want to share with you guys how it actually looks. And the last step to this is really making sure that our clients get moisturized, applying for the nail and cuticle care with some solar oil. Okay, so make sure we put a little bit of solar oil onto our client's hand and fingers, and then really trying to massage this into our client. Now I've shared with you guys the technique. I'm sure you guys can come out with some amazing nail art with CND Plexi Gel Builder, or you can use Shaper if you prefer. Whichever your choice is, the artwork is unlimited, but the product is what's important. You're only as good as the tools you have. So, okay, guys, and there you have it, CND Plexi Gel nail art. Have a great one. See you guys soon.
Hello, and thank you for joining our liquid and powder demonstration today. Today, we're going to be showing our Retention Plus, doing a Forever French, as well as a single color application. I'm going to start off with my meticulous manicure. I'm going to be showing you this on a tip today. So what we would do first is we would shape and design the nail as required by your guest and what they were looking for. We would then go in with our cuticle work if we needed to use our cuticle away, which we now refer to as a wet manicure. We would do so. If we do not need to use cuticle away because there isn't buildup on the nail with cuticle, you would do a dry manicure. If you do choose to do a wet manicure, please be sure to remove any and all debris left over from the cuticle away. Spray with some water, wipe down, make sure that you get all that product off. We don't want that sodium hydroxide to continue to work into the nail. So once we have done that, we are going to take our koala, utilizing the 240 grit side. We're going to gently remove the shine from the nail. So we've already performed our manicure. Now we're going to do the R in prep, which is remove shine. We need to do that in order for the product to adhere properly. We definitely do not need to be too aggressive with our removing the shine, just a little bit. We don't want to delaminate the nail. So after we have removed the shine, refine the nail as needed. You're then going to scrub fresh. If you are using a tip to create your enhancement, make sure that the scrub brush does not hit that tip area, because it does have acetone in it and it can start breaking down that plastic. So we want to make sure that we keep the integrity. So be cautious as to just get it on the natural nail. After we've done that, we've purified and we are ready to put our first bead in. I'm going to use bright white, which is Retention Plus powder. I'm going to be using my Pro Series liquid and powder brush in the number 8. I have dispensed my Retention Plus liquid. Product control and not using a Mendez pump will definitely give you that opportunity to have product cost control. You don't want to, waste anything. So I'm going to do my first bead. As you can see, I have the product just on one side of my brush. This will give me the ability to really control where it goes. I'm going to place that right on the edge, which is zone 1. I'm going to work that product up into my smile line. When you have the perfect mix ratio, you have up to 3 minutes to sculpt with your brush. This gives you the opportunity for less finish filing. I'm using that belly of the brush to create my smile line. Going in the center here and pushing that down, really giving me that deep well in order to place my zone 2 and create my apex. As you can see, I'm still able to really manipulate and move this product around. Again, if my bead was too dry, it would not have this extra time. I'm able to move that around and then still utilizing the belly of my brush to create my barrel C. And you'll notice that my brush is on an angle. That way it's really giving me that opportunity to create this enhancement with ease. And I will definitely not have to finish file as much as I would if my bead was too dry. As you can see, I have this well here that really will give us the opportunity to put our zone 2 in, and it will set right in that little well. As long as you are cautious and not brush over with that pink of your choice, then we won't get a shadow in here. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my cool pink, which is a perfect color option. Perfect color has many different opacities in order to really customize your service for your guest. I'm going to go in with my zone 2, pulling up that bead, placing that bead right in my zone 2. I'm going to use that belly of the brush again to really work that product down and over to the sides in order to create my apex. I'm really using that belly of the brush. It's where the monomer likes to sit, little storage area. Make sure that if you have anything on your white, you try to remove that. It'll just make it easier when you are finish filing. As you can see, I'm kind of tilting my brush a little bit as well. I'm going to stick one small little bead on top of this, just so that I have a little higher of an apex. Patting that into place. Definitely going side to side in order to make sure that we are able to design the nail appropriately. Okay, so we have, it's a little higher than my white, which I want for finish filing purposes. I'm now going to go into my zone 3, place my bead, and then notice the angle of my brush. I'm really like going on an angle into that cuticle line, because we want that cuticle line to be very, very seamless. Patting into place. Again, making sure that you have that perfect mix ratio for your design. As you can see, we have a nice finish. See that little dot right there? Make sure that you just kind of smooth that in. I'm going to actually go back in with just a very, very small bit of white. So I have a nice smooth finish there. Very easy to fill that in. Okay, so that is our perfect color. And bright white by Retention Plus, pink and white. We'll go back to finish file that in a moment. Would also like to show you our single color application. Be sure to, again, prep your nail properly. Make sure that you do your meticulous manicure, removing that shine also. Not being too aggressive. Again, we don't want to delaminate the nail. We just want to etch it just enough so that our liquid and powder has something to grab onto. Okay, so for our single color application, we're going to do the exact same thing, except for we're not going to be worrying about that smile line. So I'm going to take my first bead and place it in zone 1. Press and release. Working that bead up into complete the zone 1. Really use that brush. Use that brush to manipulate and move your bead. Now we have our complete zone 1. Make sure that you're putting your brush on an angle in that barrel C area. It really will save you time. Now we're going to go in with our zone 2, which is our apex. Press and release. Working on that angle going downward towards that cuticle line. Patting in the center. Again, using that time that you have without having to do that finish filing. Now that we have zone 2 complete, going to go into zone 3 and blend into the cuticle line. You'll see that my brush is on an angle. Again, really focused on that cuticle area, and then brushing forward to complete my connection with zone 2 and 3. And as you can see, you have your apex arch seamless into your cuticle. Your barrel C is nice and smooth. So your finish filing will be little to none. Okay, I just want to kind of jump back here, back to our Forever French. What we would do with our finish filing is I'm going to go in with my Blizzard file. Going to file in upward motion. Maintaining that center, as that center is our apex. And we do not want to file away from that because it's definitely the design of the nail. So we have both of our sidewalls done. Now going into that barrel C, doing that forward file. So we have that nice arch, still maintaining that apex. Doing your cuticle line here, making sure that it's nice and blended into the cuticle, but always being cautious of that live tissue. Now, the very last spot is our apex. Now, that's the portion of the nail that we always want to be the highest. So at this point, we're just going to gently smooth out that apex, making sure that we don't have any divots or any irregular designs. Now, our last step is to go in with our boomerang and do our light buff, really smooth out and refine. After you've completed that step, you're going to go in with your 99% isopropyl alcohol. Wipe that nail down. Now we have several different options. We can buff shiny, or we could go in with our Vinylux top coat, or we could go in with our CND shellac top coat of choice. Today, I'm going to go in with my Vinylux, utilizing my 5-point polish method. 1. Drop my bead for 2. Go up to that cuticle line. Round for 4. And round for 5. Now we know Vinylux will dry in 8 minutes, and it will stay a wonderful shine for your customer. Now, what we could do with our single color application is we can do our finish filing, design our nail appropriately, utilizing those very same steps for our finish file. You could either go in with your Vinylux color of choice, making sure you do that barrel C. Or you can go in with your CND shellac color of choice. And if we were going into our CND shellac, we would do our 2 coats of our shade of choice. And then we would go in with our top coat, making sure to cure in between each layer. You do not need to use the CND shellac base coat, as we are not working on the natural nail any longer. We'll buff this with our boomerang. Since we're not using it on our natural nail, we are using it on an enhancement. We are able to just go in and complete our CND shellac application without the base coat, and then your top coat of choice, whether it be CND shellac original, Express 5, Duraforce, matte, pearl, or glitter. I hope you enjoyed our liquid and powder demonstration today. And please look to your distributor for the full line of liquid and powder that is offered. Hello, everyone. We're going to do our demonstration of our barista system. Going to do a Forever French using clear, pure white, and cool pink today. Prior to doing our application, the most important thing is to make sure that we have prepped the nail properly. We're going to perform our meticulous manicure, making sure that we remove any and all debris from the nail. If you're doing a dry manicure, you will skip this part. If you are not doing a dry manicure and you're in need of removing cuticle, you're going to use our cuticle away, making sure that you loosen and lift any and all cuticle off of that nail so that you do not have any issues with application or lifting. If there is anything left on the nail when you are applying, you may run the risk of lifting with any system. You are going to eliminate all surface contaminants. We like to do that with our scrub brush. making sure that we remove any and all debris. If you are using cuticle away, make sure that you spray that down with some water to deactivate the sodium hydroxide that's in that product so that it doesn't continuously work on your guest. And it may, of course, cause lifting issues if there's anything, like I said, left behind. So Scrub Fresh will remove all of that. And be sure to remove with your 240 grit side going in the grain of the nail, because if we start doing a lot of this back and forth, we run the risk of removing too much keratin off the nail, which can make the nail very thin and will definitely give you some issues with wearability. So it just needs to be lightly etched, just enough to get rid of that shine. After that, you are going to take your lint-free pad and wipe that debris off with your Scrub Fresh. If you are using a clear tip to do your extension, please make sure that that Scrub Fresh does not hit that tip because it will compromise the tip as there is acetone inside the Scrub Fresh. So eliminate all surface contaminants, purifying that nail prior to use. First step in our barista system is our barista bond, which does need to be cured. So we're going to make sure that we have put barista bond over that entire nail. You're going to cure that on the number 1 in the CND LED lamp for 10 seconds. It will flash 5 times. After you've completed that, you will do a thin layer of clear. And the reason why we're going to do a thin layer of clear is because we don't want to run the risk of over curing our bond. So if I were to go right in and immediately start creating my Forever French, this area is still exposed. So this area will be cured again, which is the bond, which would over cure that, which you could result in wearability issues. So take a nice scoop of our clear using my number 6 Pro Series flat gel brush. I'm going to brush on a thin layer onto my nail. You can do all 5 nails at one time and then cure in your CND LED lamp on the number 2B button. So after we have completed that, we are going to go in again, the lamp on the number 2B button for 1 minute. After that has been completed, we are going to go in with our white. Now, since our brush has already been prepped, still have some clear on there. You don't have to get rid of that because that is still going to keep our bristles together. Now, for those of you who have used the barista system before, I'm going to take that little string method. And if you haven't used barista before, this is just creating my outline for my Forever French. I'm going to take a nice scoop out of my pod to create my Forever French. I'm going to roll it onto the nail. And I'm gently going to massage it in place, going up one side, being very slow as to not overwork the product because that can cause bubbles. We do not want any bubbles in our beautiful creation. After you have created your Forever French outline, I'm going to go in the center here and clean that out a little bit. I'm going to clean my brush with some isopropyl alcohol so that I have a nice clean brush so that I can go into this well and design my perfect Forever French. Now remember, we have that clear there, so we don't have to worry about that bonder at all. That bonder is nice and sealed in there. So we will not have to worry about over curing our product. Really lifting that up there. See how much control you have? Okay, looks a little uneven, so let's go in there and just fix that. You work very purposefully when you're working with Barista. Now I'm going to cure that on the number 2B button for 1 minute. Once it has come out of the lamp, we have that well right here where we're going to put our cool pink. We're going to do our zone 2. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to flash cure zone 2 so you can see how we have some workability and we don't have to worry about overworking that zone where we don't have to worry about creating bubbles. Take my scoop of cool pink and release it onto the nail. And then again, just gently massaging that product into place, bringing it down into that zone 2, butting right up to your zone 1, but not going over. But if you do go over, you can absolutely take your brush, clean it up with some isopropyl alcohol, and clean up that white prior to curing. If you don't, the only thing that you run the risk of is getting a shadow. We don't want to get a shadow in that spot. Making sure that we have that nice apex created. Should we clean that up? Little bubble there. Let's get rid of that guy. You really have a lot of control over your Barista prior to curing. See how I have that nice apex going there? I'm going to go in and cure on the number 2B button for 1 minute. Nope, actually, you know what? I'm going to flash cure that for the number 1 button for 10 seconds. And then I'm going to go back in. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, since this is set in place, this will not move. So now I'm going to go in and do my zone 3 and then cure at 100% on the number 2B button. Placing my beak right there in the center of zone 2 and 3. Gently massaging that product into place. Making sure that that's blended properly prior to doing my final cure. We want to make sure that we're nice and thin down by the cuticle line. Make sure that you really tap this very lightly, because you just do not want to run the risk of getting any of those bubbles. Now we're going to cure this on the number 2B button for 1 minute. After that has been cured for 1 minute, you're going to use your 99% isopropyl alcohol and remove that tacky layer that's left behind. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to do your finish filing. Be sure that you are using a Blizzard file, as I like to use the Blizzard file because the hot shot with the black dust, you like to just really keep that nice and clean. So this Blizzard file is absolutely perfect for your Brisa system. Filing up, making sure to maintain that apex of the nail. Apex is that structure that we really need to maintain. Just think of it as a bridge. That highest point needs to be the sturdiest, which is right there. And both of those side walls, creating that perfect look. Doing your barrel C, which is your forward file down. Is always so very important for your structure and your design of your nail. You'll find that when you're finished filing your Brisa, it really does file through very easily, so be cautious not to file through too much, but you can always go back in if you need to put any more white in, or if you find a low spot in your finish filing. You'll find that you can definitely go back in order to kind of fine tune your areas of need. Finish filing that forward. A little bit more of that cuticle area. Fine tuning your barrel C. Now what we're going to do is we have a little area right here that has just a little high point. So when that happens, you can use like the edge of your file to make sure that you can really get that taken care of. We don't want to leave that. Okay. Once you believe that your filing is done to keep your apex in place, I still feel I have just a little bit more to do here. And if you're new to Brisa, or if you're current user, you'll know that you're able to use your boomerang at this point and just kind of really fine tune everything. Get that beautiful nail. We have our nice apex in place. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use our Brisa gloss. Prior to doing that, I'm going to take my isopropyl alcohol, wipe that nail down, making sure it's nice and cleansed. Now we're going to apply our Brisa gloss using our 5-point polish method. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and refine as needed. Now we're going to cure in our CND LED light for 1 minute on the number 3 button. Once your product is completely cured, you're going to take your isopropyl alcohol, wipe that down, getting rid of all that tackiness that's left behind. And then, of course, we would do our finishing with our CND solar oil. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial today.
Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to share with you CND Vinylux nail art. So you know Vinylux is a two-part system that requires no base coat, just the color coat and the top coat. So when working with Vinylux for artwork, I always have a dapping dish like this, and I'm going to use a little bit of acetone in my damping dish here, just so when I work with Vinylux I can use it to dilute the product when it dries, or when I need to clean my brush. I always have it handy. So that would be one of my tips for you guys to have, is have a dapping dish with a little bit of acetone ready, so for cleaning or for shading or any type of effects that you want to do. So let me show you what we will be doing today. So something quick that you can actually do in the salon. So this is a quick look that I've created, and it's something that you can actually do really fast in your salon and to really boost your income and add a little bit of artwork and something fun for the upcoming holiday season. Okay, so here I have a completed nail, and I always work with a completed nail. And what I mean by a completed nail is, of course, is like you have your 2 layers of color coat and 1 layer of your Vinylux top coat. And so that way when you do artwork, everything will fall into place really easy. So to create this design, I'm going to use the color called Statement Earrings. It's a nice little color, and I'm going to use my striper brush, and I loaded my brush. And I'm just going to place the line down here. And when you're using your striper brush, kind of just lay it flat and then let the brush work itself in. Okay, so like so. Another line here to create my pinstripe, I guess. And repeat the process until you have a desired thickness that you want. If you feel like it's drying, just want to touch your brush into your damping dish that has acetone in it, and what it'll do is it will start to wet the product just a little bit for you to be able to continue to work with it. Okay, and notice I'm always loading my brush in between, so I always have product, so it doesn't become very streaky when I'm working with it. And that's some of the challenges of working with any type of lacquer polish, that it dries a little bit quick. So you will learn your consistency when you work with the product. And I love working with Vinylux is because of the pigments that are in it and the fast drying time for art. You know, roughly you have about 8 minutes until it fully dries. So that's what I like about it. And so the next color is, I'm going to use Cream Puff. Right here I have my palette. And I always work with a palette, and just in case if it gets dry, I always have my dapping dish here on the side that I can work with. So again, I'm going to create another stripe. And like I said, just lay it flat down and let the brush do the work. Okay. And I'm always loading my brush in between. And touching it with a little bit of acetone in between my work, or my lines, okay? So this is too much. And you just want to lay it flat and you'll have a nice clean straight line. Okay, like so. Once that dry, of course you'll be working with different fingers, 1 or 2 fingers, and it should be dry by the time you come back to your next hand. And so once it dries, you'll start to create the desired look that we are trying to create here. And what I'll do is I'll walk you through the process and how I usually do it, okay? And I use a striper, not a striper, a detailer brush. And this is just a regular detailer brush that you can get. So the first petal that I like to create in this so-called abstract flower is, let's start with at the top here. And you just want to create like a little triangle. Okay. And always picking up product in between. Make sure you use your acetone dapping dish, so your product will move a little bit smoother and it won't dry out and be clunky on you. Okay, and the next step is to really create one right here. Okay, and think of a semi-teardrop when you're working with it. Okay, and just kind of fill in just a little bit like that. Again, we'll do another one right here. See, it's drying out on me, so I'm going to pick up a little bit more product and pick up some more. Keeping my brush wet with the acetone is the trick, guys, when working with CND Vinyl Lux for any type of nail art. So a really quick design that I think that will work for the holiday season. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, and then let's add a little bit of fun effects to this, little bit of detail right around here. And you just want to press and lift up. And like I said, you always want to let the brush do the work instead of you having to do the work. So it's really quick, easy design. Just a few lines and you have a nice look. Okay. And let's add a little bit of something right about here. Okay. And want to bring the corners in so that way it doesn't look bare on this side. We bring a little bit of focal point right here. Okay. And a little bit press right here and lift up. Okay, and now I'm going to use a dotting tool to create little dots and let this dry. So just a dotting tool like so, and you let it, and then once you let it dry, work with the other hand. And you can come back and top coat it. Okay. So I'm gonna add a few dots right around here. Okay. And a little bit down here. All right. And once you top coat this now, you should be fine of it coming out like this. Okay, but I'm gonna let this one dry a little bit before I top coat it, but you can see the final look for this. And so I think that I have a little bit of more time, so I'm gonna show you a second look real fast. and it's this one. Okay, so something really quick on this one too. So, here's the color. It's called high-waisted jeans. So to speed things up, I'm gonna have a nail that I've already prepared right here. This one's dry, but it's the same process of using your striper brush a while ago. Is to really lay it flat and always keeping your dapping dish right next to you with acetone. Okay, guys, I think that's something important, and I'll walk you through creating this design right here. Okay. And that shouldn't take us too long. And the beauty of, like I said, working with Vinyl Lux is the pigments. Once it dry, it has such nice pigment that I don't really have to worry about having to coat it 2 or 3 times. Okay. And with this, you just want to, like I said, touch down and fill it in. Okay. Creating your nice little teardrop shape. And let the brush work itself. Pick up your product. If it dries out, dab a little bit of acetone in it, and you should be okay. And create this right here. There we go. And just kind of shade in this area. And a little bit of detail up here. Oops. No problem. We just shade this one in. Just have an extra one in there, huh? Sometimes an oopsie can be something that's not an oopsie. Okay. And remember, you feel like right now I'm feeling that it's drying out on me. So I just want to touch a little bit more onto my palette and touching it into my acetone like so. And that way my brush is always wet, the product's always wet, and it's easy for me to work with. Okay. So let's press here. And a little bit right there. And then let's create a bottom one, and we'll create a catty corner from this one. Okay. So Vinyl Lux is really easy to work with, and it dries fast for those clients that like to change color or anything like that in the salon. I definitely recommend having this in your salon. There we go. And again, a little bit of detail here and there, and it just adds up really fast when you do it. And of course, in the salon, you can move faster than me, but when I'm trying to do this demo for you guys, I gotta really try to scale it down and slow it down. But I'm glad that you guys are on and being able to join us today. Okay. All right, a little bit here. Okay. And there you have it, guys. You have 2 looks. And once it dries, you can top coat it, and this is what it'll look like. Okay, so here are the final looks that we created. And you can use any of these designs to create your next season design. Okay, so again, guys, thank you for joining today in my demo. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. And remember, Vinyl Lux is a must tool to have in your salon. Thank you.
How incredible were our CND ambassadors today? Thank you. You were truly inspiring. And I think to sum this all up, we're going to go ahead and do another giveaway. So the giveaway will be for our CND Plexi Gel video brochure that includes the entire CND Plexi Gel system, bonder, shaper, builder, protective top coat, as well as all of the videos for you to have at your fingertips for how-tos. All right, so get ready for this. We're going to place your answers in the chat, okay? And the first correct answer wins. Here's your question. Are you ready? CND Shellac offers blank plus days of wear. CND Shellac offers blank plus days of wear. All right, let's go over to the chat. And we already have a winner. Fantastic. Congratulations. And CND Shellac offers 14 plus days of wear. We want to thank you all for joining us today for the CND Demo Day. As a reminder, we're offering a gift with purchase over $50 for the CND logo pouch. And this is while quantities last, so get them this week. Use the promo code CND Demo Day, that's CND DEMO DAY at checkout to receive your free gift over $50 purchase. Now we're going to go back into the main room from this screen. And that's where you're going to be able to network with all of the nail pros at your table or with CND directly. Okay, be sure to ask all of the questions you want, especially in our chat. Our education team is remaining behind to make sure that all of your questions are answered. And make sure that when you're there, you have the opportunity to click on any of the buttons that are the CND product logos at the bottom of your screen to view our latest videos, as well as get that quick link into the distributor's website so you can make all of those purchases. And as a reminder, that 25% is on for this week, 25% off shellac. So it will be really easy to hit that $50 limit to get that bonus promotion gift with purchase of the CND logoed pouch. Don't forget, enter promo code CND Demo Day, CND DEMO DAY at checkout to make sure that you receive your gift. And do it quick because there are limited quantities. And just also a reminder, those Plexi Gel kits are awaiting a great value, some Plexi Gel as well as some shellac, and also the Wild Romantics collection available for you today for purchase. We look forward to seeing you in the future and keep an eye out for all of our next virtual events. Bye for now.